is that moment again, the one you dream of every night. La seule chose qui te préoccupe, c'est la gloire. Le cheminement de la réussite, of pushing yourself further than ever before. But the true glory is in the shadows. Les sacrifices que tu fais, quand toutes les chances sont contre toi, when you can't push one more second, chase the glory. Visez haut.
Sports on CBC, presented by Sport à Radio-Canada, une présentation du gouvernement du Canada, the Government of Canada, Nike, Fox 40, Veriburn Medical Supply, Les Bagues Baron Rings, BioSteel, Hilton Quebec, Michelob Ultra, Wilson, APAR, and by Sun Life.
Welcome back here to the 2026 Sun Life Women's Final 8 from Semifinal, Quebec, Laval University, the site of this. We're now in the business end of this tournament. Semifinal number 1. It's UNB against Calgary. Coach Dana Ross, U of T's own. We have these two teams here. UNB trying to make history, try to get into the national title game. And for Calgary, try to get back to the title game. They have not won since '89. So a lot of firsts for these two teams. Can nerves be an issue given that they've not played since Thursday?
I mean, you know what, Mo? Playing on the stage is the biggest stage right now in Canada. So, yes, there is going to be a lot of nerves, but honestly, they work all season for this moment now. So, it's the preparation didn't happen this week. It happened earlier in August. So, you know, I'm pretty sure both teams are going to be excited to be on the stage.
So, they had the off day yesterday.
Yes.
What's going through the minds during that off day? It's a shoot around, trying to get things kind of calm here and refocus for today?
Exactly. Cleaning up what happened the day before, right, and prepping for what's coming up next.
Well, it's 2 days left here, perhaps, for these two teams to go for it and get to the gold medal game tomorrow afternoon. And we look at two players in particular, the two dreadnoughts, I like to call them, Katie Butts and Courtney Oss. Both had spectacular opening day games on Thursday. How big will they be today, given that, again, they love to rebound, they love to score points here, and they love to be dynamic forces for their teams?
I mean, Katie Butts she's a handful, right? She scored 31 points, 15 rebounds, but off of that pick and roll, that triangle play, it's going to be rough for the Calgary team to try to stop her. On the other end, Courtney Oss has been so dynamic, right? She's able to impact the game on so many fronts of the game. And so, you know, she finished with 18 and 17 and 3 blocks as well. And so, you know, the impact that she can have on that Calgary offense is going to be, spectacular tonight.
What do you think about Butts' season high of 30-plus points that she had against on day one that she had against Carleton University? And for us, she had 17 rebounds, as I said before, which is the season high for that she had against McGill. So they both had incredible starts to these two teams here and two games that we had as well. And looking ahead here for this matchup, could it be last shot wins? We've seen the last 3 games that we've had, right?
Yeah.
Constellation games, and today with the overtime with TMU and Carleton. Could it be the last shot that wins this matchup today?
I mean, honestly, I just hope for great basketball. You know, if we can extend the tournament, why not? And I'm sure that's what they would want for their season.
Well, that means we're canceling your 9 o'clock plans that you had for Saturday night here in St. Paul, Quebec. It's Calgary. It is UNB. And, again, for UNB, there's a lot on the line for them. Number 2 team in this tournament here. They had a wonderful season. They've been ranked pretty much all season long of what they've done. For Calgary, let's be real. They came out of the group of death where they were faced up with Regina and Saskatchewan on their side of the division. But here they are, the queens of the Canada West, looking to hopefully win themselves a national title.
All right, but that's what it is. It's about peaking at the right moment, and I think Calgary did that. And I think UNB has been very steady all season long and has been showing off really well in this start of this tournament.
Yeah, let's get ready now for the player introductions for UNB and Calgary. It is almost showtime for one of these teams here. Who will be that team that will punch their passport to the national title game tomorrow night? We'll find out next. It's the Reds and Dinos here from St. Paul, Quebec.
Dinos. This semi-final game will feature the number 3 seed, the Calgary Dinos, and the number 2 seed, the UNB Reds. Dans un esprit d'amitié et de solidarité, l'Université Laval rend hommage au premier peuple de ces lieux. Nous honorons nos relations les uns avec les autres. In a spirit of friendship and solidarity, Université Laval honors the first people of these lands. We honor our relationships with each other. Les officiels pour le match sont the officials for the game are the crew chief, l'arbitre en chef, Shelley Quintos. Elle sera assistée de Tommy Wu et Anna Delco. Et maintenant, voici les alignements partants des deux équipes. D'abord du côté des Dinos. And now, please welcome the starting lineups for both teams, starting with Calgary. Le numéro 6, number 6, Courtney Oss. Le numéro 10, number 10, Christine Geraldo. Le numéro 11, number 11, Amélie Collin. Le numéro 12, number 12, Pollyanna Story. Et le numéro 21 est number 21, Lydia Skumatova. Et maintenant, voici l'alignement partant du côté de UNB. And now, the starting lineup for the Reds. Le numéro 4, number 4, Kylie Speedy. Le numéro 6, number 6, Anne Bastien. Le numéro 11, number 11, Mahiva and Gassam. Le numéro 14, number 14, Katie McCaffey. Et le numéro 21, and number 21, Katie Butts. L'entraîneur-chef du côté de Calgary, Sarah Besselink. Et l'entraîneur-chef the UNB, the head coach, Erin McEleenan.
Welcome back. Contestants confirmed. It's UNB, it is Calgary. We are getting ready for semifinal number 1. UNB, the AUS champions, Calgary, the Can West champions. UNB took out Carleton, Calgary took out McGill, and now we have the 2 contestants. The question is, it might take 40 minutes, it might take more than that. Who will punch their passports to the national title game tomorrow afternoon at 5 p.m. East? And Coach, you've been here before as a player. What's going through their minds right now as they get ready for semifinal number 1?
You just want to get that ball going. As soon as it's gone, the nerves are going to be gone, and all you got to do is play possession by possession. That's what it is.
Calgary and their away Reds and UNB and their away Blacks. We have a color-on-color matchup here, which is a rare thing, but I love the uniform contrast. Here is Christine Giraldo from nearby Montreal, and Calgary on offense here, scoring 72 points a game this season. Giraldo from 14. That's usually her spot, but not that time, and we go the other way.
Yeah, great contest by Bastien. Bastien in this possession here. I'm gonna, give her flowers. On Thursday, Bastien and Gassam has, played some tremendous defense.
And we'll see now what defense can come. Here's McAfee from Lower Knoxford, New Brunswick, 4th-year player scoring 10 a game for the Reds. Watched by Geraldo, that might be the underrated matchup with those two going head-to-head. Speedy, a veteran of this team. Here is McAfee for 3. Splash, and they're off and running.
Picked up where she left off. She was 3 for 3 in the last game, Mo.
And Speedy doing what she does out there, and there it comes the Dinos trying to get themselves on the board. Interception, UNB on the go. They are really flying out of the blocks. Geraldo will take that away. And Calgary now back on the front foot. Carlane, the local player, and here's a long-range jumper, and that's missed by Skumatova. And back to UNB. If you talk about UNB's defense here, number 11 in Canada, only giving up 56 points a game. Calgary, top 10. He gave up only 55 points a game this season. Gassam now. High-low, and that is a giveaway off the pass from Bastien, and whacked with it is Giraldo. Her jumper, overcooked. Kept alive by Calgary. They still have 14 left in the shot clock, and back in the hands of UNB. Giraldo, and the layup, easiest in her career.
Just good hustle play from a couple of the Calgary Dinos players.
It looked like it was a bit disjointed for Calgary in the start, but they get on the board. They're down by a score of 3-2 as we're about 2 minutes into this first quarter play. Butts had 30, 0 for 1. Rebound right into the hands of the Dinos and into Pollyanna Story, who had a clutch shot against McGill late in that matchup on Thursday. Story, high-low again in traffic, head fake, looking, waiting, kicking. Sumatova looking for the jumper, and that clanks off and rebounded by Butts.
Right, that's not much has moved. Like not much defense has moved there for a shot to go up. But again, you know, early in the game, trying to find a certain flow and understanding UNB's defense.
Here's Butts inside the flats, nylon, and a big jumper going through. And Gassam getting her first 2 of the day. They're up 5-2. And this is what you call the street smarts of UNB, using the angles to their liking. Giraldo on the switch, watched by her former teammate Anne Bastien. Giraldo. Skumatova. Post play, and now in the low block it comes. Can they get going here with Courtney Oss? Quiet start for her. She got fouled by Butts, and we talked about that matchup, Oss versus Butts. And you see from the replay here, the Dino got the better of Butts.
Yeah, really, she had her hand all wrapped up in front of the ref, and obviously, you know, you're really forcing that ref to call a foul on a wrap or on a hold there.
And Butts is off now, so we'll see if Calgary can take advantage of the Dreadnought off the court. Open jumper, Skumatova. 0 for 2 from long range.
Right, still having a hard time, you know, getting a basket to fall there.
And Giraldo with another stolen ball, and that ball is sent towards the Rocky Mountains.
Yeah, you see that veteran Amélie Collin saying, hey, like, let's take a breather here. Right, we don't need to go for the home run. It's still very early in the game, and we have a lot of time to, you know, make good plays off of it.
And Collin is watching Anne Bastien for the moment. And the Downs are back on the front foot, and here they come, going back with UNB on possession. And this is out of bounds, last touch by Oss. And that pass from Olskamp, who had a solid day for UNB on Thursday. Has some clutch rebounds and clutch finishes for the Reds.
Yeah, I mean, she finished with 8 points, 3 rebounds, only in 17 minutes of playing time. That's a lot of impactful play right there.
Jenkins, giveaway, turnover. Here is the breakaway. Courtney Oss, welcome to the show. And it's now a 5-4 lead.
Amélie Collin doing what she does best.
Which is a lot of things. In fact, you talk about Calgary, number 2 in Canada, 15 steals per game. They had 4 games of 20 or more steals, so UNB will have to be very cautious. The pirouette, a miss, the rebound, and a foul called, and going to the line will be Zoe Olskamp from Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Yeah, I mean, on this here, as you can see, Amélie Collin grabbed the steal, and she was able to push it ahead to her teammate Oss, and an easy basket there.
Number 6 flew in there with ease. A special shout out to the UNB fans who are watching right now. In fact, I might get you a hookup if you go out to UNB. They're watching at the St. Louis Bar and Grill in downtown Freddie Beach, the watch party for UNB. You know, there's a bunch in Calgary now watching this game. And as you watch, it's a 6-4 lead for UNB over Calgary.
It's a small town. There's a lot of, it's a big party.
I just got you a free hookup at St. Louis Bar and Grill for you.
Who do I have to ask for? Mo Khan?
No, Andy Campbell.
I gotcha. Andy Campbell.
Yeah, so you name drop that, you are set for life. They might give you the red carpet out, in fact.
You don't have to tell me twice.
And with it is in the post play. Coming through is Milam. Switch of play, open. Gajic. She is malleable, and she gets another 2. They're down by 1. And the quick hands again from Calgary. And notice a pattern of behavior here, Coach, that the traps are being laid out by Calgary on the inbound pass, and they've timed it up a couple of times here, getting their hands or fingerprints on the ball.
I mean, you know, Calgary is known, you said it earlier, that there are top defensive team in the country, right? And so that's what they want to do. And they have the National Defensive Player of the Year as well. So, you know, that's what their brand is, right?
And that's the brand shot coming through for McAfee, scoring 10 a game for UNB. Had 4 assists, 5 steals in the AUS final, and they're up by 3. Gajic. Back over it comes to Milam. Watch closely, and now to the near side it comes. Skumatova. Can she break the deadlock of threes? She's 0 3, and a rebound right back to Bastien. Bastien looking for the options in the plus territory. Pushed around, and back out it comes towards Postgame. And that's taken away by Calgary. Here they come the other way. Colin, will she go for glory? Short. Oh, Oss missing that one, and a cleanup courtesy of McIntyre. And back over it is to McAfee, already on 2 points. McAfee stopping, looking to the right, and in for another 2, and they're up by 5.
McAfee already has 7 points so far, Mo, and her average, you said, I think 10 or 11 points per game. And
10.3 to be exact.
Hey, she is on a roll right now, and she's picking up where she left off in that first game against Carleton.
UNB shooting 57%, and Olskamp coming up with the field goal and down by 3. Open space, and that will be a foul, and asleep at the wheel was Calgary's defending, and Jenkins will go to the line for 2 free throws coming up. Alyssa Jenkins shooting 60% from the line this season. This team as a whole from UNB, they shot 71%, which was number 11 in Canada. 6 times they shot 80% or better during the regular season. And now at the line is Jenkins, the 5th year from St. John's, Newfoundland. And that is a miss for her and a rare miscue for them. They make about 14 free throws per game. They went 15 to 22 in the final in the AUS draw 2 weeks ago. 0 for 2. And a rebound right back, and the arrow still remains into UNB's possession for 3. And that ball is sent towards the sidelines and will be Calgary ball after the hard work from McIntyre to save it and keep it in bounds.
McIntyre is playing with a different jersey number today.
Is she really?
Yeah, she's typically number 15, but on that she's number 23.
Oh, that's an update that we have to get corrected by U Sports, I guess. So, timeout call on the court. You're watching the 2026 U Sports Sun Life Final 8 for women's basketball, brought to you by Michelob and by Hilton Quebec. From St. Paul, Quebec, stay tuned on CBC Sports. The best U Sports men's volleyball teams battle at the 2026 BioSteel Men's Volleyball Championship, March 13th to 15th from the University of Windsor. Catch all the action on the CBC platforms. That's GEM, that's CBCSports.ca. That's a YouTube page for CBC Sports. U Sports on CBC, where champions are made. And right now, looking at it from the fluency perspective here, it feels like UNB is a little bit more flowing than before, even though Calgary's had their moments where they've picked off the ball here and there.
Yeah, I mean, Calgary has been pressuring the ball and try to make UNB turn over the ball, but, you know, so far so good for both teams.
Gajic from the line, and that's her spot, and she dazzles with the ball in her hand, releasing that shot. And that's off the noggin, and that's off of McIntyre. She had no idea. Could Calgary punish them? Here is the chance to do so. And Hafez is out of bounds, and we go back the other way.
Yeah, there Calgary couldn't convert on that mistake and made a mistake of their own.
And back with it is the hot hand in Katie McAfee. Gaich on her. McAfee trying to dance around. Gaich is defending. Kick out, back to the 45 it comes. Post play, and that ball is sent towards Moncton, New Brunswick. Intended for McIntyre, so that's back-to-back turnovers, unfortunately, off of Moncton. Off of McIntyre, that is.
Yeah, I mean, she was wide open in there. Just a better execution would have been all right in there. But, you know, great option.
Right now, UNB has 7 turnovers per the matchup. They hit about 19 a game. Gaich back with it. Dancing again. High-low, and that is a turnover by Calgary, and away comes Kylie Speedy. And that's pushed away, well defended by Weisgerber, and now it's back over towards Gaich.
That's their 8th turnover, Mo.
Weisgerber is in the game for the first time today. And that is a bit disjointed, and now going in the wrong direction is Calgary. UNB back on the front foot. McAfee towards Speedy. Rebound Gaich.
Yeah, if you're Calgary, that's what you want to do. You want to make sure that Speedy puts the ball on the ground and not really catch and shoot that 3.
Gaich again. Coming off the bench, and now we'll see everyone below the free throw line for Calgary. Gaich, kick out, open from the flats. Overcooked again by Calgary, by Collet on that missed shot, and this goes back to UNB the other way. Speedy again. Pushed by Collet, post play again for McIntyre. From the free throw line, attacking, looking, waiting, kicking for 3. And the box up from Hafez, saved by Calgary, and here they come with Collet all by herself. 2 minutes left in this first quarter of play. Collet. And this is last touch, and this will be a salvage of play with 2:01 left in this first quarter of play.
Right, she's going to have to find the bottom of the hoop there with Collet. She's trying to, you know, shy away from contact a bit there on these transition plays.
So good news for UNB. Katie Butts is back in the game here for UNB. Giraldo's back in. Gaich is off. And yet no Courtney Oss, who's on the bench still for the Dinos. Collet open for Ramuski. Off the heel and rebound right into the hands of Travers. Bastien back over. Looking for the cutter. 1:48 left in this first quarter of play. UNB up by 1 over Calgary. And Gassam looking well defended by Calgary. Into the hands they come. Hafez on the controls.
A really good job from Calgary for not allowing a second chance opportunity from UNB here.
Could Calgary present no fear basketball? Giraldo gliding from the free throw line again. And that is her spot. That fits the template what she wants from shooting.
Yeah, you know, Giraldo is very persistent with trying to get to her spot.
Poked away for the moment. 10 left in the shot clock for Butts. And Gossam now looking for the option to work with. And a plethora of Dinos were slipping and sliding on the court. And we are going the other way.
What a smart play. Look at that. She puts her body on the ground really with that push off from Gassam right there. You know, sacrifices her body and gaining a possession for the Calgary Dinos.
It looked like it was synchronized sliding by both Dino players on the courts. 10.0 for that one. 1 minute left in this quarter. Giraldo, same spot, and 1. Using her Dawson street smarts on that play, and they're up by 3.
Against her Dawson teammate.
It's Dawson and Dawson Grime. And now Christy Giraldo at the line, scoring on average 10 a game. Second-year player from Montreal. And we're seeing UNB do a plethora of subs, bringing off Bastien, Gassam, and Katie Butts for the moment.
Now, she couldn't find a rhythm yesterday. She only went 1 for 6 from the field yesterday, and now she's already 2 for 2.
So UNB down by 4, uncharted territory for the Reds. Late first quarter play, 15-11 lead.
Sorry, I meant 3 for 3 for Giraldo.
McAfee, long range 3. Off the heel, rebound Giraldo. And Calgary could extend this lead with 35 seconds left in this first quarter of play. They found their sea legs, and here is the reason why. Christine Giraldo, space to work with, whipping that pass through. Hafez, 10 left in the shot clock. Post play, pushed away. McIntyre can't get to it. Recovered by Calgary, and the shot clock was off. And we'll get things corrected here with 18.8 left in the first quarter play.
Yeah, I mean, you can see Calgary are very active with their hands. Same thing as UNB on the other end. It's just that I think UNB has a harder time to convert at this time.
The inbound coming in from Amélie Collin. And here's Giraldo. 18 seconds left. Collin on the sidecar pass. Watch on the switch by McAfee. Collin in. And that is no good for her. And now UNB has a chance to get back some points lost. Transition 3. And the rebound right back there to clean up an out 6. Courtesy of McIntyre. And at the end of 1, it's Calgary 15, UNB 13. Round 1 to the team from the Rocky Mountains. Round 2 coming up here. You're watching the 2026 Sun Life Youth Sports Women's Basketball Final 8, presented by Michelob in Hilton, Quebec, on CBC.
Delaney, territoire du Nord-Ouest. Le berceau du hockey. On y trouve une communauté riche en histoire et en tradition que Quaker voulait surprendre avec une toute nouvelle cantine déjeuner Quaker dans son aréna. En plus d'offrir notre avoine canadienne à grains entiers, la cantine est maintenant l'endroit pour se rassembler, manger et célébrer. Nous sommes fiers d'alimenter la passion du hockey dans son village d'origine, parce que peu importe d'où tu viens, t'es capable.
Thirsty? With 5 essential electrolytes and 0 sugar, BioSteel is the game changer you've been looking for. All of the good stuff with no extras and no gimmicks. Just clean, healthy hydration. Trusted by pro athletes since 2009. Steel sharpens steel.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
As we have the women's semifinals going on right now here in St. Foy. On the other side of the country at the University of Calgary barn, it is the men's Final 8 going on, and we have our Final 4 later on today. Carleton versus Toronto Metropolitan and Bishops versus Victoria. You can catch all the action on the CBC platforms of GEM, CBCSports.ca, the YouTube page for CBC. CBC is your home for youth sports, and the Final 4 are going to continue on later on today in Calgary. Right now, all eyes on UNB in Calgary, and the Dinos up by 2. A key for UNB, coach, to get back in this game. They were up, but they kind of glitched up late first quarter.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's still early in the game, and they're still trying to find a flow, but Calgary has making it very tough for UNB to get into that flow. But here it is.
And the flow from Butts is opened up, and she definitely is the fluidity of this offense, and we're back to parity.
That's what happens. When you can't find a flow, you go to your go-to player, and they make things happen.
And the key for Calgary's wet in the second quarter play
is to be able to, finish possession. They have a few good looks, but they weren't able to capitalize on those. But continuing to ball pressure and pressure the rim, that'd be a good game plan for them.
Offense missing that one, and here come the Reds. Could they get the lead back with 9 left in this first half of play? Strong, and that is repelled away. Last touch by McAfee. And we're going back to Calgary, and McAfee was a bit perplexed on that, thinking it was last touch by a Dino. And nonetheless, it'll be Calgary ball in this next possession. Giraldo back at the quarterback position, looking for the killer pass in this game. Calgary shooting 38% from the field. UNB 42% from the courts. Cornios, quiet so far for her. Here's a twist and turn. Skumanova looking for the auction for 3. And she's 0 for 4 from long range. Another reload for Calgary. And here is Giraldo again with 8:40 left in this first half of action. Giraldo. And right now, a rare miscue for her. She's 3 or 4 from the field, and here's UNB the other way. Yeah,
it seems like that offense was not very flowing for Calgary. There wasn't much ball movement except a middle ball screen for Giraldo there.
And Butts is 2 for 2 in this quarter of play. She's having a stormer of this second period with 4 points.
When in doubt,
go to Kitty Butts.
Yep.
There you go. I thought you were going to follow up. I wasn't sure if I was supposed to follow up with the answer.
I mean, you know, it's given.
And Geraldo will go to the free throw line. The telepathy, we're trying to work on that, you and I.
Yeah, you know, 3 days in.
3 days in. Trying to get the flow going on here. So Geraldo is knocked over. She will go to the free throw line. Coming up, shooting 88% from the line this year for the Dinos. And for the game overall, for Christine Geraldo, 7 points, 3 of 6 from the field. And now 2 of 2 from the free throw line. And free throw shooting could be a key factor in this matchup here, Coach. When you look at UNB, again, 70%. Calgary, only 68%. And by the looks of it, with this being nip and tuck in this early going, it might come down to a missed free throw or two that could win it for the opposing team.
Yeah, I mean, in an important game like semifinals and the big games under bright lights, it's all about the details, Mo, right? Offensive rebounding, foul counts, free throw mades. So all of those are going to be extremely important as we, you know, go down at the end of this game.
Rejected by the backboard off the miscue from Jenkins. And here come the Dinos looking to regain the lead. Skumanovas 3. She doesn't shy away from it, 0 of 5. And right now the Dinos for the game, they're 0 of 7 from long range. Butts nearly lost that. She's on 4 points in the second quarter. Here is McAfee for 3. And right now, this isn't a clinic of three-point shooting from both teams combined.
Yeah, I mean, Calgary is 0 for 7. UNB is 1 for 5 now.
And Colin will go to the line.
And Colin hasn't found the touch yet to get in there. But she's able to draw a foul, and hopefully seeing some free throw going in might help that touch.
So Amélie Colin will go to the line, shooting 77% from Rimouski, Quebec, which is about a 2.5-hour drive if Diana Ross is driving to Rimouski from Quebec City. And now looking to extend this lead by 2.
What is there to do in Rimouski?
I've driven by Rimouski.
Never.
I said I've driven by Rimouski. I didn't stay in Rimouski. I went to Laval Bay a couple years ago. Beautiful area of Quebec.
Is that right?
Very nice area. You can see a lot of the ocean from there. Here is Bastien. Here is Speedy. Speedy again off the deflection from Geraldo. Open 3. Splash.
Yeah, Kylie Speedy does not need a lot of space, and that was a lot of space and a lot of time for her to set her shot and get into a rhythm.
They went 12 of 30 against SMU, 7 of 21 against the AUS final that they had, and now they're up by 1. And the floater, no good. The rebound right back to Butts.
Poliana Story, really stepped up in that second half against McGill, and she was the story in that game that really took the lead and helped Calgary win over McGill.
And Story does not want to be the opening chapter. It was last touched by her. It remains UNB ball with 6:24 left in this first half, 20-19 lead. Back in the game is Milam along with Gajic. Bring a little bit more speed and guile. And going off will be, I believe, Olskamp, or no, she's staying on the court, going to the far side, that is. Butts on 4, back out it comes, extra pass to Speedy. Olskamp in traffic, in for 2, and they're up by 3.
Yeah, way to attack that closeout, found a lane, and really knocked down a beautiful layup right there.
Colin back with it. Milam to her right. Colin looking for the outlet. Here is Gajic in orbit, and Bastien on her. Gajic, the hop, the skip. Too much on that.
Yeah, Katie Butts really impacted that layup there. Make the offensive player throw it over the top.
Bastien will go over the top, but can't get the finish of desire. And this will go back the other way for Calgary. And so right now, the lack of sophistication for both offenses has been evident the last few minutes of play. Only 41 points combined by both teams, and the shooting numbers are starting to shrink, going the wrong way for Calgary.
Yeah, you mentioned it. They're shooting right now 30% from the field, 0 for 7 from the three-point line. So they're really, again, trying to get into a flow, but they're giving them a really good chance by defending the way they're defending.
Gajic. Cody Oss back in the game, looking for the high-low, and that was in traffic. And now here comes Speedy, and that ball was sent towards the PEI territory of the Atlantic Canada. And back in the game will be McAfee for UNB. Butts going off along with Bastien. And also back in is Jenkins. So both teams trying to keep the legs fresh in the early days of this first half.
Yeah, extremely important.
Gajic. Milam losing the handle. 2-on-1. UNB, can they punish them now? Finding his way through. Jenkins is fouled and will go to the free throw line coming up for UNB.
Right, you really gotta love UNB's, aggressiveness and activity defensively and trying to create turnovers. And here you can see Jenkins using her physicality and making her way to the rim and, trying to get to that free throw line.
And Jenkins at the line today. She's a 60% free throw shooter. And so far today, in what she's done as the points for UNB, Jenkins is on 2 points, 2 of 4 shooting from the line. Biggest lead now for UNB, up by 5. And we saw Calgary yesterday. They were in a fight with McGill for a bit until they pulled away. They do have the wealth of experience to work with. Weisgerber now looking towards Collet. On the switch up here, overload to her left. Collet bouncing off Olskamp. Collet, the finger roll. Rebound, last touch by Milam, and it goes back towards UNB.
Yeah, that was a great defensive possession by UNB there. Not really creating rotation, forcing Amélie Collin to take a up and under tough shot over a taller Olskamp.
Timeout call on the court. You're watching the 2026 Sun Life Youth Sports Women's Basketball Final 8 presented by Michelob in Hilton, Quebec on CBC. Right now, UNB up by 5 over Calgary from St. Foy, Quebec.
Feel every hit, goal, and celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline, immersing you in the game like never before, bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. We deliver unparalleled simplicity and tailor-made digital broadcasting solutions crafted to make you feel every moment in a way like never before. Our passionate team ensures your message reaches audiences reliably every time. Proudly Canadian, we bring a touch of innovation and our passion to the world stage. ISI Live, be there.
Delaney, Northwest Territories, the birthplace of hockey. Here, you'll find a community full of history and tradition. A community that Quaker surprised by transforming their arena kitchen into a Quaker breakfast bar. Stocked with our Canadian whole grain oats, it's now a place to gather, to eat, and to celebrate. We're proud to feed the passion for hockey in the place where it all started. Because we believe no matter where you're from, you've got this.
Catch the best youth sports women's hockey teams as they face off in the 2026 Miller Waste Systems Youth Sports Hockey Championships in Woolwich, Ontario. Action begins Thursday, March 19th on CBC Gem, CBCSports.ca, CBC Sports YouTube, U Sports on CBC, where champions are made. And with 4:42 left here, Coach, we're not in gold medal Sunday yet, but right now UNB is a little bit closer towards the gold medal game, up by 5. What's got to change for Calgary, because it feels like they have not found any cutting edge on offense?
Yeah, it's really trying to find a better flow and trying to get the ball moving from one side to the other, or even trying to get into transition a bit better here, right?
And that is a whistle. And again, Jenkins has been a terror against the Calgary defending, creating another free throw scenario with 4:31 left in this first half of play. So Jenkins at the line. And right now, it is UNB outscoring Calgary 11-4 in this second quarter of play, in which Calgary was leading by 2 coming into quarter number 2, and now make it 12-4 for UNB. And 2 for 2 for Jenkins. We said free throws could be the key, and right now it's been the key for UNB. Geraldo back with it. Trying to get around the ability of McAfee, who's been like glue on her. Collet, McAfee on her again. Collet will take it to the dish and get it in for 2, and that breaks the run of points by UNB.
Yeah, that's those are all drives that she had all game long, and she just knocked that one down.
McAfee in the jungle, and a miss for McIntyre, and back out to Collet. This could be a 2-on-1 for Calgary if they work the angles. Collet, coast to coast, off balance, and will plinkle that in, and a 4 run for Calgary.
You know, on that, Mo, the UNB players stayed too long there, and just, you know, when the ball got out, once again, another transition here as UNB loses the ball.
And another stolen ball by Calgary. They have laid out the traps again, and a chance to tie with a 3 or get this down to 1. Giraldo at the edge of the logo. Here is Colin, the hot hand. Could this be the tie? And a rebound right back to Calgary, a new 14 to work with. Colin back in, and she is locked and loaded, ready to go, and she knows this could be her last game at a chance to win a national title. Colin dancing, 4 left, going in, tripped up, rolling at the death. Another offensive rebound for Giraldo, and that soft touch going through, and a timeout called. The hockey power play coming up big for the Dinos. They're down by 1 with 3:06 left, and that was quite the sequence of dominance for Calgary.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. That's what Giraldo does, a hustle player, creating opportunities for her teammate.
And that will be that. And you look at the numbers right now for Calgary. They have 11 total rebounds in this game. 5 on the offensive end now. That should be the 12 rebounds in this matchup. But again, if Calgary's going to win this game here, Coach, talk about the rebounding numbers coming in. You talk about the #1 team in Canada, UNB at 46 per game, and Calgary's at 48 game here. You mentioned it 2 days ago. Those extra offensive rebounds means extra possessions, which means points. And we saw that case in point on the court on that sequence.
Yeah, that's what it is. When you grab an offensive rebound, either you're able to make it, either you're able to create rotation and get an open shot, or you can draw a foul off of it, because oftentimes defense is not set. Defense is a bit, you know, more chaotic, right? And so, you know, we've got to, if you are UNB, you've got to be able to finish possession, put a body on someone, and really trying to limit those offensive rebounds.
Well, it's been a rich harvest of rebounds for Calgary in this first half of play against the top rebounding team in Canada in UNB. We'll see what adjustments they do now with 3:06 left in this first half. 1 point lead for UNB over Calgary. Diana Ross Mocon on this Saturday afternoon. Head coach Diana Ross of U of T. Make sure to get that properly done. Here is Kylie Speedy. Watched by Skumadaba. Speedy from the center arc. Open space to work with. Olskamp. And a cul-de-sac, and here is Butts on the byline again. Against Oss, and she comes up big over the other Dreadnoughts.
See, Mo, Calgary came out and put themselves in a 2-3 zone, but still, all they did is going to Butts, and it works for them.
Butts on 6 points in this quarter of action. Colin now looking for the turn. Finding Giraldo for 3. The rebound for Olskamp, missing that one, and right into the hands of Bastien. And a 3-point lead for UNB. And Bastien will slow it down with 2:18 left. Overload now below the free throw line for UNB. Olskamp. Here's Jenkins from the elbow. Muscling her way around Colin, and 1. And Alyssa Jenkins has been a chief destroyer of UNB and laid an autograph on Colin, and now a free throw coming up for the UNB star.
She has showed a lot of grit and brought a lot of energy to this UNB team. You know, the hustle play, the physical play. She does not give up, and she really believes, you know, that she can help impact this game.
And right now, you look at the points in the paint. UNB is at 6 for the day, and again for Jenkins, she's on 6 points, 4 of 6 from the free throw line alone. And I'm looking to add point number 7, on average scoring 7 a game, and she equals that average right now. And Jenkins will get a respite, and back in the game is Katie McAfee with 2:09 left here, 6-point lead for the Reds.
Mo, Calgary has not knocked down a 3 just yet. They're still 0 for 9 from that 3-point land. Will they be able to, you know, knock down one of them before the halftime comes?
Well, they hit about 6 a game. Colin negotiating, authoring. Can't find the conclusion of desire, and there's a clash of trips on the court, and knocked over was a Red player, and that was Olskamp. And this will be a foul called on Calgary.
Colin has her second foul right now, and she will be subbed off. Raya Hafez is coming in.
Unfortunately for Colin, it was wrong place, wrong time, because she was on the ground, and Olskamp tripped on her without knowing. Bastien back with it. Into the plus territory. Hafez now watching her closely. Trying to get some more points to work with is UNB. Post play, Butts. Strong over Story. Reload. Jumper. And a confirmation by McAfee. And they're up by 6 to now 8.
McAfee already has 9 points out of the 33 from the UNB Reds.
Cornelius looking for the options to work with. Giraldo was the option A and B. And now Calgary on to plan C. Oss, will she fancy the shot? Splash, right on cue, coach, to hit a 3. They're down by 5.
Good for them. They're 1 for 10 right now, and hopefully they can find a flow to it.
McAfee. The flow going back the other way. It was friendly fire by UNB in the collision with McAfee and one of the UNB players going the other way in Speedy.
Well, this is their 12th turnover in this game already.
And the season average is 19, so they are definitely on their way to surpassing that if they keep up the clip of what they have so far. 5-point lead, 52 seconds left in this first quarter of play. Giraldo. Oss back towards the rim. Against Butts. Story's 3. And that is going back towards Edmonton, Alberta. And back over is UNB. Breakaway through. Olskamp, one play to beat. And will go to the line. And Hofstede will be called for the foul with 35 seconds left in this first half.
Yeah, on this Calgary, there's a shot up. We've got to make sure either you crash that rebound or not. But, can't allow that transition offense from UNB going and, fouling at the rim there.
And Olskamp missing the free throw, shooting 81%, which is a rare miscue for her. From Halifax, Nova Scotia, 5-point lead, 35 seconds left. Remember, AUS has never, ever won a national title. And UNB is now a game and a half away from being the first to do so. And Calgary will have a say in this, down by 6. 35 ticks to go. Pressure defense from UNB. Hafez. Olskamp, I'm begging for that is Courtney Oss that's bringing it back up court. Here's Giraldo. Bastien trying to wall off Giraldo. And well defended by UNB. Bastien with the quick hands and 18 seconds left and the clock is called and a foul is whistled in. And this will be free throws coming up here for UNB. And again, not the most pristine effort from Calgary in the second quarter play.
No, especially when you're in bonus situation, you do not want to send a team to the free throw line that far away from the basket. That's, I think, just a undisciplined play from the Calgary Dinos.
And don't forget, we will have the halftime previews, the profiles on Katie McAfee and Amélie Collin coming up at halftime. So stay tuned for that during the break. And UNB starting to add an insurance policy. And they missed the free throw on that one. Here comes Oss the other way. Could they get one more here? Skumatova kicking it out. Hafez with 10 left on the game clock. Skumatova 0 for 5 from long range. Here's Giraldo with 5 left on the game clock. Wide open 3 for Skumatova. Bullseye at the end of 2. 35-31 lead for UNB over Calgary. We're through 20 minutes of play. Game still in the balance. You're watching the 2026 Sun Life U Sports Women's Basketball Final 8 presented by Michelob and Quebec Hilton. Here from St. Foy, Quebec, UNB 35, Calgary 31. Stay tuned.
Hi, my name is Katie McAfee. I'm a fourth-year point guard for the University of New Brunswick Reds. I started basketball at a really young age, probably about kindergarten. My dad was my coach, and I've been hooked ever since. I would describe my style of play and game as relentless. I like to think that I do a lot of the little things that might not necessarily show up on the score sheet, but they do have an impact on the game. How I personally define success beyond wins and losses is there's still always lots to learn, regardless of a win or a loss. So you can learn ways to adapt for the next game if you lose. And then if you win, you're just learning what's working for you and how you can keep getting better. I look up to my mom. She's someone who's very selfless, caring, and giving, and I can't imagine my life without her. My teammates have helped me become a better player, person, because they hold me accountable in the highs and the lows. Both on the court and off the court, and they're always somebody that I can turn to when I need anything, regardless of it's basketball or life. One of the keys to our team's success this season is how connected we are. We stick together in the highs and lows, and we work really well as a team. My greatest accomplishment in basketball would have to be winning the AUS championship this year. Being a U Sports student athlete is something very special and something I don't take for granted. I think it's an honor to be able to play a sport you love at this high of a level and get to compete against some of the best players in the country. I think our team is so special this year because we have a lot of talent. We balance each other out really well. We work well as a team. We're always trying our best, working our hardest. And yeah, we're really looking forward to playing against the best players in the country and representing the UNB Reds.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
Thirsty? With 5 essential electrolytes and 0 sugar, BioSteel is the game changer you've been looking for. All of the good stuff with no extras and no gimmicks. Just clean, healthy hydration. Trusted by pro athletes since 2009. Steel sharpens steel.
Feel every hit, point, and celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline. Our passionate team unlocks a world of possibilities with digital broadcasting made simple, bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. Proudly Canadian, ISI Live, be there.
Hi, my name is Emily Collin. I'm a fifth-year guard for the University of Calgary, and I'm in civil engineering. I got started at 5 years old because of my family mostly, and then I played for Saint-Jean de Trois-Rivières for 3 years, and then I moved to the University of Calgary. I personally love defense a lot, so that's what motivates me. And then I like to run and just go out there after creating turnovers and shoot the ball really well. I think for my team, it's mostly with standards and how we want to get out of either a win or a loss. We always focus on details. My teammates have helped me become a better player just by pushing me and always like making sure our standards are up high, and either in practice or on the court, just sticking together. The keys to our team success, I think we've been the underdog a lot this season, and we've been able to just find that sort of rhythm of being just, we don't have anything to lose, so we just go out there and fight every game and work together really well. My greatest accomplishments this year have been to be named the Canada West Defensive Player of the Year, and obviously winning the Canada West Championship. Being a U Sports student athlete is really hard, especially on the student part, but it's really worth it, and you learn a lot from yourself and from other people also. I think basketball is growing. It's getting a lot more attention from the media, either from the NCAA and then moving forward to the U Sport level, and we've been quite getting better, like, as a whole league. I think my team is special this year because of how we're connected off and on the court. We've been able to just stick together and have fun throughout the whole process.
Where exceptional student athletes are born. Where records are broken. Where great plays are made. Where school colors ignite passion. Where champions prevail. Where tradition is celebrated. Ontario University Athletics.
That's embarrassing. You know it's not embarrassing? Using FIG for a home improvement loan. A quick, simple, and transparent offer in minutes. Borrow better with FIG.
Hey, U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
All right, welcome back here. Here are the Wilson stats for halftime between UNB and Calgary. 35-31 lead for the Reds over the Dinos. And you look at the field goal numbers, Coach. Right now it's favoring UNB. But also, you talk about three-point shooting. That's been the bane of Calgary's existence in this game. Have not done a good job for a team that shoots, on average, 30% from long range.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they just knocked down two threes at the end of the second quarter here, so that brought them some numbers in that three-point land. But ultimately, what really jumps to my eye is the rebounding game here. You know, UNB with 20 rebounds and Dinos with only 12. And part of offensive rebounding is, you know, UNB has 5 of them, but Calgary has 4 of them. So still, and the other piece that is not shown on the screen right now is the turnovers. UNB has 12 turnovers and Calgary has 8. And we talked about, you know, detail-oriented games that are going to be extremely important to move on to the next round.
We'll see if whoever can move on to the next round. There's 20 minutes left in this matchup here with Calgary and UNB. Coach Dana Ross, Mocon, we expect 20 lively minutes between these two teams here from St. Foy, Quebec. Our next game after that will be Saskatchewan, Laval, and we'll know who will be in the gold medal game by 7:30 or so tonight. And then we'll be getting our focus towards Sunday for a bronze and gold medal Sunday as well. So we'll see what happens now in this sequence here going up ahead. It's Dana Ross, Mocon. Take a look at the highlights here in this first half. All right, welcome back here. Again, looking at this game right now, and for UNB, trying to get the AUS its first ever national title in their back pocket. They're 20 minutes away from doing so. They're up by 4 goals to quarter number 3. And Coach, when we look at it now for these two teams, we talked about three-point shooting being the bane for Calgary in that first half. And again, they are a top 10 three-point shooting team in Canada. They could go off. And they did so on Thursday against McGill in the third and fourth quarter, where they found their stroke, and that could be the calling card in this second half here. But look at some of the players that we ID'd in this game, and we talk about Courtney Austin, what she did. 5 points, rather quiet for 5 points, and Katie Butts only 6 points, all came in the second quarter play. Could those two play a central figure role in this second half?
I mean, you can see it here. Both teams' scouting report and game plan is really working right now, right? So I'm pretty sure Calgary said, you know, we can't get Katie Butts to score 30 points against us, and so they were really trying to make it tough on her, whereas on the flip side, UNB probably scouted and tried to find a game plan that doesn't allow Courtney Oss to, you know, get into a flow of things.
And we'll see what flow they can come up here as we're now seconds away from the start of this second half. Calgary, UNB. Calgary will be on the ball going left to right, and UNB will go right to left for this second half action here from St. Foy, Quebec on day 3 of the 2026 Women's Final 8 from Laval University. Here is Christine Giraldo, and you would expect she might go the distance. Courtney Oss, quiet first half, maybe a better second half for her. Emily Collin. Here is Oss. And she's fouled, and that was Katie Butts who got the tickle on her. And this will be free throws here for Courtney Oss, who is shooting this year 61% from Sherwood, Alberta.
I mean, we talked about getting Courtney Oss into a flow of things, and that's exactly what Coach Besseling did there, trying to get the ball into her hands and create a closeout so that she can get and create an opportunity for herself or for her teammates.
Another missed free throw for Calgary so far today. They are now 5 of 6 from the line. 6 of 7 from the line. And a better start to this second half here, perhaps, for Calgary is required, and they are down by 3. Bastien. And here is a chance for Ngasam. Back over it comes. Bastien from the center arc, looking for the options to work with. Open 3. McAfee missing that, and a rebound to Giraldo, and she got hit in the face. And that might have been friendly fire from Ngasam on that connection to Giraldo's nose.
Yeah, that's a big contact there, and it seems that Ngasam is not happy with the call, but very clear contact on that.
Well, there's a real pantomime reaction from Ngasam on that. It will be Calgary ball. 2 team fouls already, and we're not even 40 seconds into the second half against UNB. Courtney Oss will now be the point forward of this situation, watched by Katie Butts, looking for the options to look for in the high-low. Being pressured, looking, cutting, back over. Collin, short on that, and a rebound for UNB.
That's our early rotation from Bastien there, really forcing Collin to shoot over the top.
And McAfee missing that one. And now it's a give and go from Story to Giraldo. On her bike, Giraldo with the Euro. First class finish and one instead. It will be free throws coming up. And that's 3 team fouls on UNB. Speedy is the one that will be guilty for that. And Giraldo at the line.
Yeah, 3 team fouls with 8 minutes 57 to go, Mo. UNB is putting themselves in a very tough situation.
And that tough situation will become a little bit closer for Calgary. They're down by 2, off to a better start in this quarter of play. And right now they're off to a situation now where UNB will have to be a bit more cautious when it comes to defending Calgary on defense. And that's a giveaway by Butts because they punish them now. Giraldo. Collin from the flat for the lead. And Story lacked the quality on that shot.
Right, they're extremely aggressive on the rebound, as you can see there. You know, pressure the ball so that makes it tougher for them to push that transition.
And the quick hands again, and that is Butts on the ground. There is a plethora of red. Jump ball arrow point towards UNB and remains Red's ball. And overall, when we talk about the three-point numbers in this game, we talk about one of the players who's not done so great herself. Skumatovas only 1 of 6 from three-point range. And as you said before, they're 2-13 in this matchup. Butts chiseling their way through, and that is her DNA, and now they're back up by 4.
Yeah, earlier on she caught the ball and the double team was right there, and then now on this repost she was able to find, enough angles to get to the rim there.
And knocked over is Colin. Here's Giraldo. And against her former teammate Anne Bastien, and that will go off of who? And this remains Calgary ball with 6 left in the shot clock. And not much of the options to look at in the menu category, and it will be Giraldo on the end line. A couple of changes going off as McAfee with Speedy. Back of the game is Jenkins, along with Travers. Story with it. Here is Giraldo, 3 left in the shot clock. From the flats, short again for Calgary. And a rebound coming up for the Dinos, a new 14 to work with. Here's Story with the left to the right. And that's short. They go 0 for 2 in that sequence. And back with it is UNB. And this will be a tech on the UNB bench. And it's a pantomime reaction coming off the red side of the court, and they weren't happy about something.
Yeah, coach was unhappy with the no call there. Maybe a little too unhappy.
And now it's Colin at the line. And again, free throws. And this has been a grind of a start of this third quarter. Colin free throw is not confirmed. And it remains a 4-point gap. UNB up on Calgary. And this will be on the side out for the Reds. And sometimes those type of techs can wake up a team to get going here in the second half, Coach.
Absolutely.
Back with it is Bastien. Watched by Skumatova. Here is Butts facing up on 8 points. Switch of play to the corner pocket it comes. Lovely ball movement and a better finish using the geometry of the backboard to the liking of Katie Butts.
Katie Butts is now in double digits with 10 points and 5 rebounds. So she really is, again, UNB is really trying to get to her so that she can get that UNB offense going.
Gaich in the game for the Dinos. And Colin on the pirouette in the window and in. Creator Chaos comes up with 2. They're down by 4. It'll be Olskamp will bring it back up for the Reds. Directing traffic, and we'll get it over the plus territory line. Nearly fumbled. Here is Travers. Bastien watch closely. And now getting around us, looking for the options to work with. Jenkins, 4 left in the shot clock. From the 45, right down the pipe it goes, and down Peter Kelly drive, and they're up by 7.
Travers with a clutch 3-point play while her defender is helping on Katie Butts inside in the paint.
Here's the response. Bullseye from Colin, and they're down by 4.
Colin now has 11 points. She's now 1 for 3 from the 3-point line.
And back over it is the high-low opening coming in. Olskamp short, and the rebound to us, and a chance for Calgary to get this down to either 1 or 2 points. Us looking for the options. Milam in the block, and here she is on the handoff to Colin. Colin, the hot hand in this third quarter play that is, rolls out. Remains Calgary ball, 9 left in the shot clock.
You really want to give it to Bastien. She is hustling. She is active with her hands. She's really making it tough right there to try to come off any gets or any ball screen action there.
Skumatova, the inbounder, back in the game is Speedy for UNB. Here is Milam, watched by Butts. Colin from the flats. Splash, back-to-back triples, and a gem of a shot by her, and they're down by 1.
Feeling confident.
And once the confidence oozes, they're now on 4 of 16 from 3-point range. They've hit 2 in the last 3 attempts. And Skumatova with the cleanup, doing the blue-collar work. And now it is a foul on UNB, and that will be the 4th team foul, I believe now, Coach, on the Reds.
Yeah, a lot of complaining to the refs right now. At this point, Calgary is going on a run. If you are UNB, you want to just regroup and take care of business, make a stop, and get yourself going offensively.
Gaich has brought positive basketball onto the court. Calgary sniffing around now, trying to find maybe the go-ahead basket. Colin on 6 in the last 2 touches on the ball for her. Butts will take the challenge of Colin. Going to the left. Colin finding the pass, and Us with the lead in the back pocket for Calgary, up by 1.
Yeah, great movement off the ball there.
Butts back with it. UNB in an unfamiliar position of trailing this game by 1. 5:01 left in this third quarter play. Backdoor, beautiful play. Better finish coming in for UNB.
Speaking of off-ball movement right there, Gassam was able to cut backdoor on that catch from Katie Butts, knowing that her player is double teaming on the ball.
Butts using the dark arts of basketball on that pass on the back line. And Gaius now watched closely by McAfee. McAfee had a strong start to the first quarter, and Gaius herself had a great start to the first quarter. Os, Gajic, switch. And here's Os again, short on that. And Butts will bring it back now, trapped over, and back over comes to McAfee. Numbers flooding forward for UNB. They can go up ahead. Switch from the 45, Speedy. Rebound to Calgary with 4:10 left in this third quarter play.
That's a shot you want for UNB. I mean, you give her a bit of space, and you know, any other day she would have made that shot.
Milam, switch of play. Skamanova. And she is 2 for 6 from long range.
Great battle from the UNB team to really secure this rebound here.
Again, UNB shooting 45% from the field and making 46%, courtesy of Katie Butts. And right now, there is no answer for the one wearing that jersey, number 21.
Yeah, you know, Calgary went on their run themselves, and then now UNB is back on their own run.
Post play, Os, double teamed. Well read and tripped up on the court, and this will be a foul on Calgary, and that was Speedy who blew a tire, and on the replay there on the foul coming in from Calgary.
Yeah, she had 2 hands on her, and that will be called as pretty sure faute anti-sportive.
I think it is. It will be that. Unsportsmanlike conduct, unsportsmanlike foul, that is.
There you go. There you go. See, I still have a bit of French in me.
That's fine, though. And here is the free throw for Speedy. And hitting the first free throw there, shooting 81%, fourth-year player. And a chance to give the UNB a 5-point lead. Remember, the last time that we spoke about an AUS team making it to a final was when you were playing. In 2014, I believe.
I believe so. That would be St. Mary's.
St. Mary's against Windsor.
Yes.
Timeout called on the court. You're watching the 2026 Sunlight U Sports Women's Basketball Final 8 presented by Michelob in Hilton, Quebec on CBC. UNB up by 4 over Calgary.
Delaney, Northwest Territories, the birthplace of hockey. Here, you'll find a community full of history and tradition. A community that Quaker surprised by transforming their arena kitchen into a Quaker breakfast bar. Stocked with our Canadian whole grain oats, it's now a place to gather, to eat, and to celebrate. We're proud to feed the passion for hockey in the place where it all started. Because we believe no matter where you're from, you've got this.
Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Catch the best U Sports men's hockey teams as they face off in the 2026 University Cup presented by Steel Mazda, live from Halifax. The action begins Thursday, March 19th at 12 p.m. East on CBC Gem, cbcsports.ca, and CBC Sports YouTube. U Sports on CBC, where champions are made. As we said before the timeout break here, Coach, last time an AUS team was in the final was 2014 when SMU played against Windsor.
Yes, and they had this stud player, Justine Colley. She was phenomenal, and she really brought that team all the way to the finals.
And we'll see if Katie Butts could do the same for UNB to the finals. Here is McAfee to the left. Butts right there, recovered by UNB. 4 left in the shot clock. From the flats, nylon. Big shot for Katie Butts right on cue. And she fits the template of being the star Dutch player for UNB.
I mean, you get a few baskets at the rim starting this third quarter, and you get into a flow of things, and you feel like you see the rim so big.
And we're going the other way. South of 3, and right now Calgary a bit disheveled coming out of the timeout. And this might be danger zone for the Dinos because they're down 6, less than 3, and UNB could be up by double digits by the fourth quarter starts.
Yeah, now this is good time for Amélie Collin and her group to regroup and making sure that they make a stop and get going offensively.
Butts double teamed. And that's in traffic. That finds its way towards Speedy. He'll calm it down. And now 6 left. Speedy! And now they're up by a score of 8. And
Speedy using her speed to get to the rim. She is not just a shooter, Mo.
an ease of a stroll for Speedy. And Skumatova and the Dinos are a little bit wobbly at the knees, taking a blow to the jaw from the 45. Missed by Collin. Rebound UNB, and here come the Reds.
That's a strong rebound by Gassam on that.
McAfee watched by Skumatova. Back out to the near side. Bastien. Speedy. Dead center. Bow and arrow on target. 2 minutes left. Timeout called. 11-point lead for UNB over Calgary. And right now, it's an 8 count for the Dinos.
Look at that here. They double team on Katie Butts but let the shooter wide open. That's exactly what happens. You are, conceding one thing for the other.
And right now, that's $1 million smile for Speedy and the Reds. The creator of chaos. They've taken out the disheveled Dinos in this sequence. They're down by 11. And coach, this was going back and forth. And in this quarter alone for the situation, UNB has outscored the Dinos 20-12. Since the start of the second quarter, they've outscored the Dinos 42-28.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is when you you get back to what you know best, which is getting to Katie Butts, get her going. What happens is the court opens up afterwards because now you have to send a double team, and now you get your shooters open off of it.
And with that, we'll see what they can do for the adjustments. They have time to readjust and get themselves back in this game down by 11. But the shooting range of UNB has been everywhere. Butts hit a 3. Speedy hit a 3, and they're shooting the ball very, very well, coach.
Yeah, they're shooting 4 for 11 from the three-point line, whereas Calgary is only shooting 4 for 18. And so that could be, where it's played right now.
And don't forget, UNB, 50% from the field.
Yeah, well, Katie Butts is pretty impressive down there.
Well, she's been a destroyer right now of the Dinos in this game, and Calgary looking to get off the mat. Gajic, Story, Collin. And right now they're on to plan D.
Now that would be Calgary's 11th turnover.
And that's not good news if you're a Dino fan. They have not won the national title since 1989. It's been a long way to go. They honored the 60th anniversary team this past season, and they want to bookend that anniversary with maybe a championship run. Speedy. Splash!
Yeah, she sees one going. Now she get into her bag and get into a step back and knock the next one. It's a back-to-back 3 for Kylie Speedy.
And this Dino team does not defend the three-point ball very well. Team just shot 30% against them this season. Giraldo, Story, was she hooked? And you think back to that tech that UNB took, that changed the architecture of this game here, where now, when they were trailing, they're up by 14.
Sometimes what it is that the player sees that the coach got their back, and now they're playing even harder. Maybe it's not that, maybe it's just coincidence, but why not believe that could be it?
And we'll see what it is now for Butts and UNB. They are fizzing, and Calgary cannot contain the fizz in the bottle. And it might be a mess now for the Dinos with them down by 14 with a minute left in this third quarter play. Bastien looking for the options to work with. Butts on the pick. Bastien on the go. Around Story. And that goes into the hands of Giraldo. Pushing it up ahead to Gajic. Gajic denied. And that will be a foul called And that will be guilty on Olskamp. The PEI native. Was it clean? Yes or no? And that might have been clean, Coach.
Maybe clean on the hand, maybe on what the ref saw was on the body.
Well, if you speak to the fans in the arena, they saw otherwise on the 4K screen.
Now, you know what? The problem here is the 15th turnover from UNB here. If they want to give themselves a real chance, and yes, they are up 13 right now, but they've got to make sure that they take care of this ball.
Guys hitting that free throw. It's now a 12-point lead. Ideally, Calgary would love to have this single digits before they get to the fourth quarter. Olskamp. Bastien, and this is last touched by Calgary instead. Bastien around Collin. 8 left in the shot clock, and that ball is sent towards Halifax.
There it is, their 16th turnover.
And with the insurance policy of a 12-point lead, that will help mask the issues of the turnover bug for UNB. Geraldo's got 28 seconds left in this third quarter of play. Here is Gaich back with it, and locking it down will be Story, hopefully for Calgary. Gaich denied again by Travers, and here is Bastien, and there is Jenkins. Bastien repelled away by Story, and Gaich could not keep it in bounds with 9.4 left.
That's a great hustle play from Story right here, sprinting back and really time it with Bastien's shot, and giving her team a chance to set their defense and really defend the last 9.4 seconds of this third quarter.
Bastien looking for the outlet, nearly 5-second violation. Jenkins with it. 6 left in the game clock. Bastien, 3 left. At the death, smooth. And at the end of 3, UNB's up by 14, 59-45. They're 10 minutes away from booking their trip to the national title game tomorrow afternoon from St. Foy. You're watching the 2026 Sun Life Youth Sports Women's Basketball Final 8, presented by Michelob in Hilton, Quebec on CBC. UNB 59, Calgary 45.
Le sport en direct sur ici-tout.tv. 100% énergie. 100% gratuit. Votre meilleur plan de match pour voir des performances exceptionnelles. Des athlètes de grand talent. Des sports de haut niveau. Tout ça sur l'appareil de votre choix. C'est simple et gratuit sur ici-tout.tv.
We're 10 minutes away from finding out if it's UNB or Calgary. That will be going to tomorrow's gold medal game, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the CBC platforms, GEM, CBCSports.ca, YouTube as well. Catch it all tomorrow. We could have UNB in there unless Calgary decides to ruin plans for them. And afterwards, we'll have Laval and Saskatchewan. But don't forget, the clocks move forward. And a grumpy Diana and a grumpy production team is not what we want on Sunday afternoon here from Laval University. So we lose an hour's sleep.
Yeah, I know.
But right now it's been a sleepless third quarter. They were outscored, Coach, 24-14 UNB over Calgary. And that's the talking point with them being down by 14.
Yeah, that's what happens when Katie Butts get going.
And a rebound by Bastien. And you have to think now, if UNB continues to go on a surge of points, This game could be out of hand for Calgary if they cannot come up with a couple of stops here and there. And Speedy was the reason why on a couple of threes in the third quarter. Finding Butts, the telepathy, second to none on that, and they're up by 16.
Yeah, this duo, Katie Butts and Kylie Speedy, showing their veterans experience. Just coming in clutch in this third quarter, this fourth quarter, bringing the team together.
Gajic slashing their way through, and the change of angle gets them down by 14. But again, work to be done for the Dinos, and they might have to go high risk, high reward now to get this possession back or two. Well, that's the case here, and here is Oss. And that will help the cause.
Yeah, we talked about the turnovers earlier, right? They are already at 17 turnovers here. And so, you know, you can see Calgary's defense upping their intensity right now.
UNB has credit in the bank, up by a score of 61-49. The quick hands again from Colin. McAfee. Here is Butts with it. Nowhere to go. Cul-de-sac. And this will be a shot clock violation. That's back-to-back stops, and Oss gives the eye stare towards the UNB team. And perhaps this might be the guile looking for here for the Calgary defending.
Yeah, I mean, great defense by Calgary here. Again, remember yesterday or 2 days ago, TMU was up 12 against Laval, and Laval ended up winning that game. So this is not over for Calgary.
That is true. I forgot about that. It was a long time ago, 3 days ago, I think it was. And right now it is Calgary on ball, 8:27 left. 13-point lead was there, but now down to 12 for the UNB Reds. It's now attack versus the defense here. What does Calgary have? Can they pick the lock of the UNB defending? Colin on the cut. Here's Story, watched by Jenkins. Gajic. Last touch by Calgary.
Yeah, that's a tough attack by Gajic. I know she was able to split that defense earlier on, but that one is just a low percentage shot for anybody, really.
Millie Gajic scoring about 7 a game. Giraldo's going off. She's had a quiet second half, Christine Giraldo. She was in fuego in the first 8 minutes of the game, but since then, cold like the weather outside.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give credit to the UNB defense really adapting and adjusting at that halftime.
Speedy, Butts. Faces up against Story. Speedy, 6 left. Well repelled by Calgary, and Story is down on the ground, and she is slow to get up. Not sure she got a shot to the head.
It seems like it. Hopefully she'll be able to get up.
And we've seen a couple of those today and yesterday, and here's the replay. Oh. And it appears Butts
punched her, it may be.
Yeah. And they're going to call a foul on Butts, but that might have been a flagrant. And for the referees, they may not have caught that in action here. And for Story, she'll be helped off. We'll go to the black tent area to be looked at by the medical team. But that looked like a punch from behind, unexpected for Story, coming from Katie Butts.
Yeah, I don't know. That's not great
sportsmanship.
Sportsmanship, yeah. It's unfortunate.
And the game now is Emma Yarwood. Gajic, open three. Skumatova, nylon. Required tonic, and now they're down by 9.
I'm glad that she was able to see and make a shot. Now she's 2 for 7 from that 3-point line.
And UNB a little bit on their heels. Calgary starting to find a bit of vim and vigor in their attack. Colin locking in against Olskamp. Speedy trying to fend off the length of Calgary. Here's Butts, jumper. That rims out. And Oss on the rebound, and here come the Dials. This could be a moment now where if Calgary does convert, do you call a timeout to kind of calm down the storms from the Calgary Dinos attack?
Yeah, absolutely. You have 3 timeouts. This is what timeouts are made for, right? You want to make sure that you stop the bleeding and keep control and regroup if you were UNB.
Gajic, and she was one step too many with 6:37 left in this fourth quarter. And they'll bring on some fresh legs here for UNB, including McAfee along with McIntyre as well. So Butts will get a respite. And now does Calgary have it in them? Can they pull off the smash and grab? Down by 9 with 6:28 left in this fourth quarter play. An absorbing game with these two teams from the center arc. And the rebound right back over to Gassam looking for the reload. And a new 14 for UNB. Bastien's time. 5 left in the shot clock. Olskamp. McAfee. And a shot clock violation, and now the last 4 trips down the court for UNB has been empty.
Yeah, I mean, again, credit to the Dinos' pressure defense activity, right? That's the thing with Dinos. They're able to switch opposition and really make it tough on their opponent to, penetrate that key and create rotation.
Yarwood. Could this be Courtney Oss time? Guys has had the monopoly of touches for Calgary. She thought she was fouled. You can see the frustration right now on her face and body expression.
Yeah, they're showing a lot of frustration, which I get. There's less than 6 minutes left in the semifinals, so it's high emotion. But, you want to keep composure. You want to make sure that you make stops and get it going offensively.
So Geraldo's back in for Calgary with 5:42 left in this fourth quarter play. McAfee, quick hands. Colin, well timed. Jump ball, arrow, and this is going to go towards UNB. And with that, on the end line it comes, and back in the game for the Reds. It will be Kylie Speedy, I believe, coming in for McAfee. And right now, UNB 48% from the field, Calgary 37% from the field in this matchup. Olskamp denied, whistle, fouled. Free throws coming up for Olskamp.
That's the first team foul for Calgary this quarter.
And for UNB, they're on 1 team foul themselves. Not many fouls in this fourth quarter of action.
A lot of turnovers, though, so they couldn't really get down there just yet, Mo.
Olskamp. That will clank away. They're now 10 of 16 from the free throw line today. You talked about turnovers, 20 for UNB, 14 for Calgary. And however, UNB plus 12 in the rebounding numbers, 31-19 right now. And they've leaned on Calgary at times here, who are now down by 10 to the Reds.
Yeah, that makes a whole lot of difference, huh?
Well, when you're plus 10 in the rebounding numbers and you convert those opportunities for points, it helps in the cause.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you take defensive rebounds, you're able to, run transition offense, or even if you don't get anything in transition offense, but at least early offense where the defense is not set yet.
Oh, here's us. And rebound for Gassam. And away goes UNB, and they might be on their verge. Could they find the robust number of points coming through? And Jenkins missing that one. Butts can't get to that, and this will remain UNB ball. 5:05 left. And we're entering that area of the game, Coach, where it might be danger zone for Calgary.
Yeah, Calgary will have to find a way to get into a run very soon if they want to, move on to that gold medal game tomorrow.
5-second violation. Caught in 2 minds was Bastien. And this goes back to Calgary, and they have to punish UNB on this mistake if they could convert for a field goal here. Skamadova, Oss, Geraldo, along with Colin and Yarwood. Bastien with Butts, along with Olskamp. Gassam as well. And this is out of bounds, and this is going back the other way. And Oss was using her size 7.5 shoes that were in the wrong part of the geography.
You know what? UNB has been very physical, as you can see, as she drives. Really going into that body.
Timeout call on the court. You're watching the 2026 Sun Life U Sports Women's Basketball Final 8, presented by Michelob in Hilton, Quebec on CBC. UNB up by 10 over Calgary.
That's embarrassing. You know it's not embarrassing? Using FIG for a home improvement loan. A quick, simple, and transparent offer in minutes. Borrow better with FIG.
Hey, U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Well. Women's volleyball championship presented by Boost Juice is headed to the campus of Trinity Western University in Langley, BC on March 13th to the 15th. Tournament packages and single game tickets are on sale now. Click on the QR code at the bottom of your screen or visit usportstickets.ca to order your tickets today. Chase the glory for women's volleyball. And right now, Calgary's chasing this game in red ink, down by 10, Coach. And they need to come up with a few more stops. They've done it here and there, but they need to be more in flow on converting those for points.
Yeah, I mean, they're outscoring UNB this quarter 7-3 so far. But, you know, they might need a bit more than that to be able to make this run.
Right now, Calgary now on the same page as UNB. Could they come up with a famous win in the late stages? Butts, famous finish by her, and she is the high standard for UNB, up by 12.
Yeah, Butts was patient in there. She was balanced. She was able to turn around and get that going with 18 points and 6 rebounds right now.
An all-around exhibition from Katie Butts. Us. And she comes up with the goods on that. And they're down by 10 again, yet with 4:10 left in this matchup.
Yeah, you're going big-time player against big-time player, just delivering in this fourth quarter right now.
I would say big-time hitter against big-time hitter. Jenkins. Well defended by Story out of bounds, and this will be Calgary ball. So now for the confidence of the Dinos, it was a bit eroded at times here. You see the replay, last touch by Jenkins.
Yeah, Story keeps getting hit left and right. But at least she was able to make a stop for her team here.
Pollyanna Story from Edinburgh, Scotland, fifth-year player. A lot of international flavor on all these teams. Oh, and that could have been a violation. And that is a violation of a pass. And Oss was caught in two minds and did not have the right passing exits to look at.
Yeah, again, you know, you're able to turn them over, but again, can't convert just yet, Mo.
It's one step forward, 2 steps back for Calgary. And they got to figure this out here, this riddle that UNB's throwing at them. Can they pick the lock of this door? McAfee, speedy. Sumptuous finish. And that could be the dagger of the hearts of Calgary on this Saturday afternoon.
Bank or no bank, I'm sure UNB is taking it.
Well, they took the angle, and geometry is her forte, using the protractor. And Oss, this is now do or die for Calgary, and that will help slightly, but again, down by 11 with 3:02 left.
Can always count on a veteran player to make big-time plays.
McAfee, not that time. Rebound Oss off of Butts, and this will be back to Calgary, 2:51 left. So how do you break it down, Coach? You're down by 11. Is it a quality shot, or you got to go for threes and just roll the dice at that point?
Yeah, you want quality shots. Sometimes it takes time to get there, but if you have an open look, you've got to take it, and you have to be confident. Most importantly, you have to go get some second chance opportunities here, but continue to ball pressure as much as possible and converting those turnovers.
2:50 left in this ball game. This has to be picture perfect for Calgary. There could be no errors. The margin of error ever so tight, and that is not going to help.
See, on this here, Colin was the only one offensive rebounding for Calgary.
And Calgary down to the last 2:30 of this game. Their hopes, they came out of the group of death in the Can West Prairie Division. And on the floor is Colin. Still play on. And back into Skumatova comes, and here is Courtney Oss, but they have to push this. They're going as if they're up by 11.
Yeah, she's walking it up, but realizing that, hey, we got to get going here.
And the clock is stopped, second team foul, so there's fouls to be given by both teams. But again, 11-point lead with 2:10 left, Coach. The percentage points are not favoring Calgary when it comes to the hopes of coming back in this game.
No, exactly. Like you said, we got to push the pace and try to find something quickly so that you can again, try to foul so that we can get back into this, fouling game, or get opportunities, quickly turn them over and get to the rim.
And with this being an 11-point lead, our next game will be Laval against Saskatchewan. You see some of the highlights here. It's been all UNB in the second half. Kylie Speedy has been on a different gear of success for the UNB Reds in this game.
She is showing you why she is an AUS All-Star.
And right now, the AUS, their hopes are pinned on UNB to perhaps get into the final and win it for the first time ever in conference history.
I mean, isn't that everyone's hope, to make it to the final and bring it home?
Well, the Bronze Baby has visited everywhere but the Atlantic region of Canada, and they want to change that narrative and bring the Bronze Baby back to UNB.
That could be such a special feat.
Well, again, we look at the number of wins here. There's not many teams that have won the Bronze Baby in this event here. 17 teams have won it. And they would be added to that fraternity of teams to make it 18 if they do end up winning this whole event. But they have to go through Calgary and the winner of Laval and Saskatchewan. Skumanova, Story, tough shot. And a rebound right back to UNB with 2 minutes left, and this is starting to really be running out of the racetrack for Calgary.
Yeah, see, they're throwing up double team right now. Hopefully it's not too little, too late.
And it might be too late. And that's a foul called on the Dinos. And for this team now, led by Sarah Besselink, who came over from the University of Ottawa to get this program from where it was prior to now where it is presently, a huge step forward, and perhaps they'll be in the conversation as well for next year. For 3. And the rebound going back to Calgary.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that shot is too early for them.
Maybe for UNB's liking, but not for Calgary. They want to get the ball back ASAP.
Exactly.
1:42 left. Giraldo back into the Place territory, watched by Anne Bastien. Giraldo on the pick, looking for the jumper. And that was serene by her, and they are going to have to get a few more of those, down by 9.
Yeah, now there has to be some pressure. There has to be some double teams, but, Bastien is bringing up the ball way too easily right now.
Very laissez-faire.
Yeah.
And back over it is to Bastien. 1:20 left. They're pressuring now, they're trapping.
This is it. This is it.
Us fouled by Butts. And that'll be the 13th foul on UNB with 1:16 left in this ballgame.
Right here, as you can see, a little too much there, but, the biggest thing is Story and Colin, on both of them on the ball, that created this opportunity for us.
Talking about calling the court, and again, for Courtney Austin, this team here, they have to get back ASAP in this match. We're taking a look at the stats right now and how this is played out for both teams. Again, Calgary 38% from the field, UNB 48%, and the big eyesore is that Calgary's 5 of 20 from three-point range. They were cold in the first half of that play, and also rebounding numbers. Plus 14 for UNB, 34-20 over the Dinos, and points off of turnovers.
Yeah, and you know what, Mo? UNB had 23 turnovers this game versus Calgary only 16, but where it was played was really at the percentage game here. UNB was able to go 17 times to the free throw line, but also shooting 38% from the three-point line and 48% from the field goal. So all in all, really giving themselves a chance by, knocking down good shots and on balance and, finishing possessions there.
And one thing to look at here, bench points, plus 10, 18-8 for UNB. So they've gotten the production not from just the starting 5, but from the next 5 on the options that they have to work with.
Yeah, and that's what it is. It's a contribution from everybody on this team.
1:16 left is do or die for the Dinos from the 45. Bullseye! Skumanova hitting that one. They're down by 6. What's the game plan now, Coach?
You want to take care of the ball. I've said it earlier. They have 23 turnovers. You want to take care of the ball. If you're Calgary, you want to double team. You want to make sure that they miscue on some stuff and try to get into transition, try to find open shots. And again, giving yourself a chance.
Do you trap early or do you let the trap happen mid-court? What is the flow for Calgary?
If you can get a trap early, you want to get a trap early because, again, you don't want the time to run out.
And they're going to trap now. And she will get out of the trap into the plus territory with 1:08 left. Speedy, you want the hands in the safe hands. Butts again, going. Well defended and a foul called instead. If that be a shooting sequence, perhaps for Katie Butts, it is indeed. So clock is stopped. That is the good news for Calgary, but the bad news, Katie Butts can extend it with an insurance policy coming up.
Yeah, on this here, Katie Butts staying around, knowing that they won't double team on her because she is tall and she's able to make passes over the top. And so just like that, she got 2 free throws.
And this becomes a little bit tighter for Calgary, down by 7. And a miss. Dinos on the go. 55 seconds left in this ball game. Could they pull off the smash and grab? Oss missing the layup. Geraldo getting it back on the end line. Story. Skamadova. Rebound, and that might be the last hope of. And that could be it for Calgary on this Saturday afternoon.
All right, they are being aggressive on the rebounding end and trying to keep that, keep this game alive and, giving them themselves a chance to move on to the gold medal round.
So Calgary ball, they have to hit on this. Here is Skamadova. She will not shy away from the three-point shot, and here it is, and there it goes. And that will be a foul on Calgary. And with 37.6 left, the era of resignation is now being displayed by Calgary's bench, knowing that they are now in a situation where it may be a point of no return.
Yeah, they still have another foul. Next foul would be bonus.
But at that right now, you look at the free throw shooting numbers for UNB. They have shot 12 of 19 from the free throw line. And they'll take a timeout here with 37.6 left in this matchup. It's a shame for Calgary because they made it a run here at the Nationals, but unfortunately they ran into a buzzsaw, which is the UNB Reds, who look like worthy contenders for the national championship tomorrow night.
Yeah, and if you look at it, UNB will be the top-ranked team if they move forward into this gold medal round.
So the choice of uniform, they can wear their black uniform or their white uniform tomorrow night.
That's true. Do they have a red one too? They probably have a red one too.
I would think so. They are called the Reds. I mean, it would be quite awkward to not have that color uniform. But UNB, there is plenty of fans here. In fact, I believe the distance from Fredericton, New Brunswick to St. Paul, Quebec is 7 hours. So even with the hour change, they can get here in time for the game if they're going to be in that gold medal game tomorrow night.
I mean, Mo, the gym is packed right now.
They heard you were here. They were like, Diana Ross is here. You should be in all of this. This is all for Diana Ross right now. But right now, Coach, 7-point lead for UNB. Calgary does have one more foul to give. But right now, it is literally down to the final throws of the dice in this game.
Yeah, you got to fight until the end. Exactly. You know, we're in March. You don't know what can happen.
Well, we saw what happened with Laval over TMU on day 1. And we saw what happened with Carleton and McGill on day 2.
Exactly. So I'm a believer in March.
So they advance it up ahead, 14 seconds on the shot clock, so they want to play the half-court game. But the question now is, can Calgary get a turnover and convert for points quick enough? Bastin. They'll play keep away. And that is a foul. McAfee and Skamadova will be called for that. And again, this game's been very chippy. We've seen a couple of tickles that end up being a bit over the line here from both teams.
Yeah, I mean, they're being very, I feel like excessive with fouling. Maybe it's on purpose, maybe it is not, who knows, in high emotion and really trying to cut the clock. So, you'll give them the benefit of the doubt. And most importantly, she's got to go to the free throw line and knock down these two and making sure that they put Calgary away.
And that will add a bit of gloss to the lead. And now to add the last part of the insurance policy to perhaps go up by 9. Rebound by Skamadova. Still a 3-score lead for UNB. Story. Who will get it back over? Colin, the Quebec native. They're killing a lot of time right now. No shot yet. And Colin will fumble it out, and this will be a foul call on UNB. But again, they killed off valuable time off the clock.
And yet still, one other foul to give, but yeah, she is really trying to find a way downhill here.
And with that, free throws here for Amélie Colin, the Rimouski native. And for them, it is looking like their race is coming to an end. And that is last touch by UNB. Calgary ball, and Gaich will come in for who? And it appears she'll be coming in for Colin. So really, this game is down to the finer margins of quality, and Calgary just lacked in the second half. They were outscored in quarter 2 and 3 and have not caught up yet. And Story is fouled by Olskamp.
There it is. You knock down these two, and it's still a 2-possession game, Mo.
And for Story this year from the line coming in for the sequence, she is 78% from the free throw line. Calgary is 9-14. 7-point lead, still 17.5 left, but again, they have to come up with a quick stop and conversion of points. And it's down to a 6-point lead, 17.5 left. And a timeout called on the court, and now, Coach, it's the foul game. This is going to, 17 seconds left in the game, will take about 10 minutes to go.
Yeah, something like that with the stop, free throw, yeah.
It's what it is. It's how it is right now. But again, it's going to come down to who can come up with the stop here and there. But again, for this UNB team, they are 17 seconds away from punching their ticket to the Bronze Baby game tomorrow afternoon here from Laval University.
You can see Sask and Laval University on both tunnels over there, excited to get their game going.
And for UNB, if they hold on to this victory over Calgary, they will now be 5-3 lifetime against the Dinos. Anxious times now for both teams. We'll see what can come up here in this sequence. And for UNB, talk about their value and what they've gone through in their entire history as a program. Last time they were in Quebec City was in 1991. They lost to Regina, beat Bishops, and lost to Western. This time, a lot different in their trip to Quebec City, that they are going to be on the verge of going to the finals tomorrow evening.
And I'm going to say, Mo, like they're playing without one of their main players, Adi Mumburket, too.
And they're going to foul Speedy, and a little bit of extra grabbing right there by the Dinos. And with 15.8 left, free throws coming up for Speedy, who again is 81% from the free throw line. And you would imagine that UNB will be playing a prevent defense, not overbearing and trying to force the clock to be stopped by Calgary.
And now Calgary has to really, you know, whatever happens, you got to push the ball and try to get an open shot quickly.
Rebound for us. Giraldo. And with 10 left in the game, Calgary, last shot through, and now they're down by 3. 6.7 left. And they will bring down Butts, and she will go to the line with 83% free throw number to her liking.
Yeah, that's what it is. You got to make sure that you go quickly in transition and, you know, put up a shot. And thankfully for the Calgary team, Skumatova was able to knock that down.
But is it too little, too late? All is required from Butts is one more free throw converted to make it a 2-score lead. A test of fiber, heart pounding the back of the rib cage for Butts and the UNB. Ice face. To put this game away with 5.5 left. Short on that. Gaich with it. Gajic repelled away. There's a first for everything. UNB will play for the bronze baby title tomorrow night as they win 70-66.
Oh man, you gotta give it to the UNB Reds. They really worked and started running away with it in that third quarter when they kept composure and, although they turned over the ball, they were able to convert and knocking down some shots once Calgary decided to double team butts inside.
And for Calgary, unfortunate for them, their demise was the second and third quarter of this game. Those two quarters, they scored only 30 points to the 46. And this ran out of the racetrack against Calgary, and they'll play for the bronze medal game tomorrow here. So the Can West champions bow out, and the AUS champions will stay alive. The highest remaining seed left at this tournament will await Laval or Saskatchewan tomorrow night.
We have some UNB Reds faithful in the place.
We'll see a few more fans driving up tomorrow.
As they should. This is the place to be.
And here are the Nike play of the games coming up for Calgary and UNB.
Madame Julie Dionne, directrice du service des activités sportives à l'Université Laval. La joueuse du match du Nike team du côté des Dinos de Calgary. The Nike team player of the game for Calgary. Le numéro 6, number 6, Courtney Oss.
Courtney Oss, the player of the game for Calgary. Oss finishing with 14 and 9 today.
Yeah, and she's, tried her best, but she was matched up with a very tough Katie Butts on the other end.
Number 4, Kylie Speedy.
16 points, 3 assists, 4 of 6 from three-point range. Speedy helps speed the game up ahead for UNB, and they're going to the national title game tomorrow night.
Yeah, she really picked up the phone when they called her and showed up at the right time, right moment, and brought it home.
A chance to be a double winner this weekend. UNB, AUS champions. Could they be the U Sports champions? And 24 hours from now, we'll find out tomorrow night. And now we get ready for the last game of the day. Laval against the defending champions, Saskatchewan Huskies. Stay tuned. We'll come up here in 25 minutes for tip-off between USask and Laval from St. Paul, Quebec. You're watching the 2026 Sunlight U Sports Women's Basketball Finals 8, presented by Michelob in Hilton, Quebec on CBC. Stay tuned.
U Sports on CBC, presented by Sport à Radio-Canada, une présentation du gouvernement du Canada, the Government of Canada, Nike, Fox 40, Veraburn Medical Supply, Les Bagues Baron Rings, BioSteel, Hilton Quebec, Michelob Ultra, Wilson, APAR, and by Sun Life.